His closest advisors, we're hearing from U.S. intelligence now, not telling Putin as to what's happening with his own Russian army, not telling Putin as to what's happening with the Russian people when it comes to these sanctions. And the reason we are learning is because they're too afraid to do so. What more are we learning about this?
Yeah, the U.S. just declassified some intelligence and shared it with reporters. And there had been a sense that in the run-up to the war, that Putin was given faulty intelligence. Clearly, he believed that his forces could go into Ukraine and be a lightning strike. They could topple Kyiv, perhaps in a matter of days. Here we are. Month-plus mark. That hasn't happened. And it now seems U.S. officials are suggesting that Putin still is not being really kept apprised, honestly, about what is happening here, not realizing how poorly it has gone, perhaps, and how many losses the Russians have suffered in terms of both manpower and equipment.
I can't help but think, how does Vladimir Putin not know how these sanctions are actually affecting his own people? Is he not going outside of his home throughout this entire war? I mean, he has made statements to his people, being surrounded by millions, saying that he is supported in his efforts.
Yeah, there haven't been many public appearances. That one rally we saw in Moscow a couple of weeks ago. But we do know this. U.S. officials have suggested that since the pandemic hit, Putin has been extremely isolated, that he has kept his inner circle to a very small number. We've all seen the clips of him at the long table with the aides at the other end of it. That he has largely stayed away from other people. So it defies reasoning that he wouldn't have any sense as to what's happening, but maybe less so. And on the peace talks, the White House certainly also pouring some cold water on this. Deep skepticism that Russia is going to follow through, that they're actually willing to cease the warfare when U.S. officials told me for our news story reporting out today that it does look like they're just redirecting, that they haven't pulled troops out of Ukraine into Russia. They've simply moved them to focus on other areas, particularly in the east and south.